I'm going to continue to be out here speaking to people, gathering information. That he used a crowbar to get in, but what he failed to notice was the surveillance camera overhead. They sent me this report and say, based in part on my request, they'll be sending investigators out here to take a closer look at the intersection. Allison was parked right at pump 7 over there. She was captured on that surveillance camera, and you can see here tonight a poster on the door asking for the public's help finding her. The school board approved a new mascot, but it's the cost that comes with that new mascot that has some shaking their heads. I first told you about problems with the Cumberland County Health Department back in May. Since then, I've spoken with those at the health department and county commissioners, but we haven't heard from a patient, that is, until now.
This is very frustrating, a lot to deal with.
A situation Candace Thompson shouldn't be in. She says for the last 8 years, she's been going to the Cumberland County Health Department for her annual pelvic exam and pap smear.
I thought everything was well and was going okay until I went somewhere different this year. That new doctor telling her she had an irregular cervix. She says that would have shown up in pap smears, but she tells me she was never informed of any abnormal test results by the health department. If she had been notified, she could have gone for additional testing and follow-up. Now she says she's in danger of developing cervical cancer and has to have her uterus removed. I really don't want to have that surgery because I do want more kids, and having that surgery, I don't have that chance anymore.
Thompson has a 4-year-old son, but at 29 years old, she hoped to have other children. She believes she's one of the 29 women who were never notified of abnormal test results. CBS North Carolina first told you about problems at the health department back in May. That report prompted an internal audit. According to the county, it looked at cervical screenings done from 2011 to 2015, and it found that all 160 patient records it reviewed weren't handled in accordance with policy. All of these women had abnormal test results.
We have requested her medical records, have not gotten those records back yet.
Alan Rogers is Thompson's attorney. He tells me they put that request in about 45 days ago. Thompson says she's speaking out because she believes there are other women out there. She's hoping this gets the word out and that they'll come forward and get medical attention they need. In Fayetteville, I'm Amy Cutler, CBS North Carolina.
42 years in May.
Jane Riggs and her husband have had a long, happy marriage. Kids, grandkids. She's quick to credit Franklin Medical Center for playing a part in that.
He wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for that.
The Riggs live just across the road from the former hospital.
He had a pulmonary embolism that was so massive that he coded here at the house. Breathing, everything stopped. And I was able to revive him enough to get him across to the hospital.
If Riggs' husband suffered a similar medical emergency now, he'd have to travel out of the county to get to an ER. That's what Helen Hicks had to do. The former OR nurse says it can make a difference between life and death.
If you can stabilize people, then it's not so bad to transfer.
This sign has been on the door since October of 2015. Since then, Franklin County's only hospital, only emergency room, has been closed. That was 2.5 years ago. The new owner says they're trying to reopen the ER, but asbestos abatement is holding things up. Franklin Medical Center has a new name, Mariah Parham Franklin. It'll be an affiliate of Mariah Parham Health in Henderson with an ER, psych unit, and beds. Lewisburg Town Councilman Boyd Sturgis helped broker the deal. Is there some frustration that this ER hasn't been able to open yet?
Well, everybody wants it done now, certainly, and I do too, but I think it's a realization and a maturity of everybody that knows that we need it to be done right.
Sturgis says the ER should be reopened by September. A month after that, the psych unit will follow. In Lewisburg, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. Police remain out here. It is an active scene. They're continuing to speak with witnesses and to gather evidence. We want to give you a live look at the scene right now. Now, this happened right in front of Growler USA on Blunt Street between East Davie and East Martin Streets. Now, I spoke with a man who claimed to be an eyewitness to all this. He tells me he saw this shooting. He says a man tried to grab a woman's purse. She told him to get off of her. He tried again, and that is when this eyewitness tells me she pulled out a gun and shot him in the chest. Another man claiming to be this woman's boyfriend told me that she called him and told him to get down here, that she had shot someone. Now, police could not confirm any of this. I also spoke with another man nearby who describes what he heard. Take a listen.
We heard a gunshot. We were having dinner at an Italian place just a block over, but nobody really batted an eye at it because it was a pop, but nobody thought it was an actual gunshot.
Now, that eyewitness and the woman's boyfriend both declined to go on camera. Clearly, police are still investigating. Now, I also had the chance to speak with some other witnesses who tell me that this is really shocking to them. Nothing like this has happened in this area. Police also telling me that they are wrapping up their investigation of the scene, that they plan to reopen Blunt Street in the next few minutes. I'm going to continue to be out here speaking to people, gathering information, and we'll have another live report for you coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, we are live in Raleigh. Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.